MSU TV is on the air, bringing you the best student-produced educational, entertaining, and informative programming. Broadcasting out of Breckenridge Hall on the campus of Morehead State University, MSU TV is signing on.
Welcome to Kaleidoscope. We're so glad to be back with you here within our spring semester. I want to invite you all to enjoy our segment here. It's about Black history here on Morehead State's campus and the programs and activities that we have been involved with and we will be involved with. I'm your host this semester, Dr. Rita Abel, and I'm assistant professor with Communications, Media, and Leadership Studies. And hope you will enjoy our guest today. We have Ms. Shantae Hurst, we have Mr. Josh Moore, and we have Mr. Bryce Yates. And they're going to share with you about all the activities and things that are going on here on MSU's campus. And we'll be right back.
Hear Me Roar is a show about the real-life experiences and personal stories of women in today's world. Hear Me Roar is also a program that promotes women artists, writers, dancers, scholars, and musicians.
Shuttle at 606-783-8747, Sunday through Thursday, 7 p.m. to 1 a.m.
Welcome back to Kaleidoscope, and our first guest this evening is Ms. Shantae Hurst, and she is our coordinator of multiculturalism and inclusion. And welcome, Shantae, to Kaleidoscope.
Thank you.
We're so glad to have you. I want you to share a little bit about how you got here to Morehead, because you're from a long way.
Yes, I am.
And I am so glad to have you, and I think the Morehead community is too. So we just want to hear a little bit about your background.
Okay, well, I am originally from San Diego, California, born and raised.
California?
Yes, very long way. Missed the warm weather here in February as it was snowing today. But I went to undergraduate in Cal State San Bernardino, so stayed in Southern California. And then for graduate school, I moved up to Northern California, Stockton, and I attended the University of the Pacific, where I got my master's degree in student affairs. Okay. So working here on college campus with college students, that is my passion.
Very good. Now, how did you get to Morehead, Kentucky?
Well, my position here is my first position out of grad school. So really, I was really eager to put my degree to use, and throughout my job search, I mostly did a lot of internet searches.
Okay.
And so I found the position online through a professional networking site.
Okay.
And I applied. A couple weeks later, I got a call from Michelle Barber, who was the committee chair for the search of the position.
Okay.
And she called me. I did my phone interview. Came to campus, I met you, I met a few others here on campus, and then within, I would say 3 weeks, I got an offer, and I was like, of course, I'm coming.
Now, when you got here, did you find this to be a place where you had like culture shock?
Of course. I'm coming from big city, San Diego. There's always something to do. There's always somewhere to go, always something kind of just to grab your attention. And, you know, going from that to rural Kentucky, Eastern Kentucky at that, you know, it was a culture shock, but I knew I was getting myself into. And so I was lucky enough that I was able to prepare as much as I could before coming here without ever really having lived in an environment like this.
And I just have to say, I'm so glad to have you. I have to share with you, you have already brought a lot of programs here to campus for awareness and enlightenment. I'm real proud of that. And I just have to say, thank you. You're just like a new, fresher, as they say, a fresher breath of fresh air.
Yes. Well,
that we may have.
Well, yes. You've definitely helped me breathe new life. So thank you as well.
Well, good. And so how long have you been here on campus?
I have been here, come February 25th, I believe it'll be 8 months.
All right.
Yes,
all right.
I got here in late July.
Yeah, but we're so glad to have you. So glad to have you.
Thank you.
Now, with that being said, kind of give us an idea of some of your activities or things that you're involved with in your role here.
Okay, well, my official title, I'm the coordinator of multiculturalism and inclusion with the Office of Student Activities, Inclusion, and Leadership Development, formerly just known as Student Activities and Greek Life.
Yes.
So most of my position requires me to bring in that educational component surrounding various cultures.
Okay.
Mostly targeting the minority student population we have here.
Okay.
So our African American students, providing programs that educate about our Hispanic population, our international students, as well as providing opportunities to get those students engaged and involved, so they're feeling included, making sure that things that are going on campus aren't necessarily pushing them out or making them feel as though they can't participate.
Okay.
So that's a large part of what I do, providing trainings on diversity awareness. I worked with housing this summer and did a component of their training for their RAs. So
very good.
Just kind of a little bit here and there.
Okay.
Since we are short-staffed in our office at the moment, I also have taken on the role as the coordinator, working directly with the student program board.
Okay.
So I help advise all of the programs that they've produced so far this the school year. Okay. So I'm busy.
Well, I bet. I bet. Now, in that this is Black History Month, kind of share with us some of the activities that have gone on since we had Black History and what we can look forward to.
Okay, well, we started the first day, February 1st, with a libation ceremony, which you so graciously served as our elder that led that ceremony.
And I enjoyed it immensely.
Oh, thank you. And so what we did for that was kind of just doing a dedication to our ancestors, to pay homage, to start the month out right, knowing the spirit of Black history is to celebrate those who have come before us. Okay. So we did that on the 1st, and then we had, on Monday, we had our Negro baseball presentation with Byron Motley, who was the son of the last living Negro League umpire. And he came and he spoke about the Negro Leagues, the impact that they had, such as creating and inventing the batting helmet and the shin guards currently used, having the first night game, which has now become the popular way of playing baseball here in the United States. So
hurry on, we gotta hurry on. I want you to get them all in real quick. Like.
So coming up on Tuesday, we have a movie night. We're going to be watching The Color Purple at 6:30 in ADUC 301. Okay. And then on Thursday, we're going to have our keynote address with Dr. Ben Fitzpatrick in Breck 002 beginning at 5 p.m. And then the following week on Tuesday, we're going to have another movie night watching the documentary film The Untold Story of Emmett Till. Okay. And that again will be at 6:30 in ADUC 301. Okay. And then to conclude the activities for Black History Month, we're going to have our Think Fast Trivia game night where students have the opportunity to win $200 cash.
Very good. I'm going to ask you to come back at the end of our segment, and I want you to rehash all those activities that we got coming.
Okay.
Thank you, Shantae, for coming.
No problem.
And we'll be right back.
Please don't throw that trash on the ground. I know someone is watching you now. Recycle man, recycle man. Please take care of all your waste in a responsible way. Recycle.
Hey man, you're not supposed to be smoking on campus. Don't listen to him, it isn't like anyone's gonna know he's smoking a cigarette. That's a really bad idea. Remember, Morehead State University is a tobacco-free campus.
Welcome back to Kaleidoscope, and I have another guest here with me, Mr. Bryce Yates. Also a part of marketing. He's a graduate student here, and he has also been the past host with the Kaleidoscope show. And again, I want to say welcome, Bryce, for coming on the show and sharing with us about Black history. First of all, I know you're a graduate student now, and you have a new position. Tell us what your position and your full title. What's your title and what you do?
Okay. Well, I want to begin with saying thank you for allowing me to come back to this wonderful show that I loved for 2 years and still love today.
Thank you.
My official title is Marketing Specialist. I work in the Office of Communications and Marketing. So I do a little bit of everything. I do some web content. I do a little bit of video shooting, editing, few photography here and there. So it kind of just encompasses the whole marketing aspect that we do here at the university.
Okay. Okay. And with that being said, I know you're active with some other programs here. I think you're involved with the Dreams program we have?
Yes, I'm actually the coordinator of our Dreams mentoring program here at the university. Stands for Dedicated to Retention, Education, and Academic Success at Morehead State.
All right.
This is actually the second year that we've had this mentoring program. Last fall, we had 105 students that range from freshmen, sophomore, juniors, seniors, and transfer students. And I was pleased to say that we had an 85% retention rate.
Okay, great.
This year we also signed up 105 students as well, freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors, and transfer students. Okay. So with this program, we work with our incoming freshmen and transfer students to acclimate them to the university. We show them around, we help them out with their class schedules, just to let them know whatever they need, that there is somebody here for them.
Okay, thank you. That sounds like a great program, and of course, as you know, I'm involved in that too, and I do think it's really a rewarding program for some of our students. Now, with that being said, I want to get into the month of Black History, and I know you've been involved in some other activities that are going on campus and in the past. So I want you to kind of share a little bit with us about what has gone on either back in January when the semester started, and what else we've got, that you know, activities that we've got going on campus for Black History Month and throughout the semester. Okay.
Actually, on January 16th, we had our 26th annual Unity in the Community celebration commemorating the life of Dr. King.
Okay.
So I'm pleased that I was able to take part of this event. I've been able to help in the years past, but this year I was actually able to spearhead it.
Right.
So I enjoyed that we continue on with this tradition and that we understand that it's not just a campus event, it's a community event.
Right.
So this is a time for the campus and the community to come together. Dr. Benjamin Fitzpatrick, assistant professor of history, was actually the keynote speaker, gave a dynamic speech.
Yes, he did.
That was really the highlight of the event for myself, was just hearing him. A lot of people on campus have seen him around, but you know, they may not have known him. But with that event, he's definitely put himself out there on campus. He's also hosted or spoke at a few other events that have happened on campus dealing with Dr. King.
Okay.
And then actually earlier that morning, I seen you bright and early down in Lexington.
Yes.
We had our annual Unity Breakfast hosted by Alpha Beta Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, the fraternity that Dr. King belongs to.
That's right.
So each year Morehead has a table there. So we are a gold sponsor
there we go.
at the breakfast. And so it's good to see MSU faculty, staff, the president, board of regents, administration come and support that event, and then also later on that evening come back here and participate in the event that we have here at Morehead.
Okay, okay. With that being said, I'm going to ask you to, at the end of our segment, we're going to ask you to come back and share any other information that you want to share with us. But again, Bryce, thank you again for coming on the show.
Thank you too, Dr.
All right. And we'll be right back.
The Morehead State University Space Science Center has been established to provide a research and educational facility with state-of-the-art laboratories for undergraduate students in space science. The Star Theater located inside functions as a classroom and public entertainment room featuring laser light shows and 3D movies. To contact the Space Science Center, call 606-783-2381. For events in the Star Theater, call 606-783-9593. At the Kentucky Center for Traditional Music, we preserve and develop the art form and represent our cultural heritage through performance, educational outreach, and interaction with the community in the MSU service region and beyond. When you got some homework and you need a place to go, when you're working on a project and your computer is slow, there's a little place on campus that I think that you should know about. The first story of the library is what I'm talking about. Walk past Java City and then you will see the new commons area is where you should be. They got computers and printers, couches, tables, and more. It's the perfect place to go for study time galore.
Welcome back to Kaleidoscope, and I have our final guest of the evening, and this is Mr. Joshua Moore, who is our Minority Academic Service Coordinator. Did I say that right?
You did. You are like the first one to actually get it right.
Very good, very good. And Josh, we're so glad to have you too on campus as one of our support services that we have to provide hopefully strengthening the success of our students on campus.
Thank you.
But before you get there, I just want you to kind of tell us your role. Give us where you've been, your degrees.
Okay.
And also, I know that you are a Kentucky native.
I am.
And I always I have to promote that because that's always good. I always like to promote all my Kentucky natives. And with that being said, share with us your degrees and how you got here at Morehead.
Well, as an undergraduate student, I attended Western Kentucky University, where I got my bachelor's degree in Human Resources Management and a master's in Student Affairs from the same institution. After graduating, I kind of took a different route and went into retail. So I worked management for a couple of years, and then that kind of got old, and I wasn't happy in it. I wanted to get back to what I went to school for, which was working with students on a college campus. And so I stumbled upon Mr. Charles Holloway, who had talked to me about an opening here, and so I applied for it, and after a good little minute, I got a phone call, got a phone interview, and then got an offer, so here I am.
Here you are. Now tell me this, with you're getting your master's and your undergrad degree at Western, were you able to utilize any of those skills there in working with students?
I did. As a graduate student, I actually worked in housing.
Oh,
which in that capacity, I worked directly under the assistant director, who was also the coordinator of the Living Learning Communities, and so I have a lot of experience with forming campus partnerships and everything like that on the academic side to kind of, ensure that our students are both engaged in and outside the classroom, with involving our faculty as well. So.
Okay, so then when you were approached about this position and you came for your interview, how different did you expect this position to be than what you thought you might be coming in contact with? Was this just the ideal job of what you really went to school for and you got your degree in?
Yes. Again, like I said, I had a lot of experience in forming partnerships, which is pretty much what I do, is I get our faculty involved in the programming that I do to ensure that our students are actually seeing their faces in the classroom and outside. So they actually see, I guess, another side of them.
Okay. And then coming from Western Kentucky into Eastern Kentucky, I couldn't have been too much of a culture shock for you. It might have been a tad bit, but not a whole lot.
Not a lot, but yes. I mean, where I'm from, it's small, like Morehead, but it's a little bit more to do, especially for our minority population.
What do you mean more to do? What is it you can't do here, here in Morehead that you could do in Western Kentucky?
I mean, it's just a lot more businesses. There's a mall there.
We don't have a mall here?
We do not.
What do you call it? Just a strip piece of some stores?
I mean, a mall to me is where I worked, which had like various stores like your Old Navy, your Dillard's, your Macy's. Nothing wrong with the stores here. It's just that's not typically what
you call a mall, huh?
Right.
Okay. Now, with that being said, I'm just having some fun with you. With your job here as the Minority Academics Service Coordinator, what does that entail?
Pretty much, I just provide academic support to our students through programming. Like right now, we're in the middle of the Morehead Academic Success Series. We just finished our third session on yesterday.
Okay.
The first session was presented by myself and Jerome Benton. We pretty much talked about what a successful student looks like and gave some characteristics and some tips to help our students succeed here. As well as last week, Julia Hawkins, the Director of Career Services, gave a session on time management. And then yesterday, Dr. Maddie Decker and Jennifer Little out of the library did an excellent session on learning styles. And, you know, in order for you to actually succeed, you got to know how you learn.
Yes. Oh,
and
yes.
So next week we have Dr. Bill Mann from the music department. He's going to come talk about music and relaxation, how to relax yourself before studying. And on the 21st, which is a Wednesday, Ann Rathbun is going to talk about holistic test preparation, how to prepare your mind and your body before you take a test.
Okay, well, good. And you're utilizing all the campus and the experts on our campus to share that information. So that's really good. And like you said, you're able to collaborate and get that together, huh? And probably we've not had someone to do that. So again, you all are bringing a lot of fresh energy and new ideas and putting things together. And that's a good thing.
Thank you.
And I'm just real proud to have you here at Morehead State. I'm a alum from here, and there's never been anything to do. So, but it's what you do with the time that you have here. We're here for education anyway.
Right.
So at that point, if we could just get our students to understand that and stay focused, instead of worried about something to do.
Right.
And you'll hear me talk all the time about, I wish when you come in and it says, welcome to Morehead, I wish it said, there's nothing to do. Because everybody talks about there's nothing to do, but there's a lot to do.
There is stuff to do here. You just have to find it.
You help to do that. So I just want to share that with you. Again, thank you, Josh, for coming on the show. And we'll have you right back with us with our other guest in just a moment. And we'll be right back.
Know you're safe to study at the library or to go out and grab a bite to eat. Know that you can go out and play with your friends. All because you know that whether you're in the classroom or anywhere on campus, you're protected. The Morehead State University Police are here for you. In case of an emergency, call 606-783-2035 or simply dial 911.
Welcome back to Kaleidoscope, and we have our guests back with us, Bryce and Shantae and Josh, and thank you all again for coming on the show.
Yes.
I'm just real proud to know you all and work with you. I think we're doing great here at Morehead. I really feel like that you are truly helping to empower our students, to prepare them to be successful, and I think all of you all have a hand in that. And I just want to say thank you for that. And only thing that we haven't talked about, and as I said before, I just want you to kind of share everybody that's out here on the podium here now, stage, are Greek. And we do have some form of Greek life on campus, but it's very limited as it comes to black Greeks. Mm-hmm. And as I was saying, asking you earlier before we came on the show, what do you think it's going to take for us to reestablish and get our some of our black students to get involved in the Greek organizations here? At one time, when I was here as an alum in the 70s, they were all flourishing. All of a sudden, things have changed, and I do understand that you know, the hazing has a lot to do with it. But what do you think it's going to take for us to get that back up and running with some of our students to get involved in Greek life?
I think it's going to take a visual aid. People just kind of need to see what Greek life is. Everybody talks to them and says, okay, this is what this fraternity is about, this is what this sorority is about. You can talk to somebody, but if they don't see it for themselves, it's hard for them to grasp it. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people think that, okay, I'm paying for friends. It's not about that. It's about going out there, researching the history, researching what this fraternity or sorority has done, understanding the impact that they have had. So it's really a change in the time and the age that people's mindsets are. A lot of people just saying, okay, I can do this by myself. They're not really experiencing the true college atmosphere. Not saying that you come to college for Greek. That by no means. Of course, you come for academics, but having that brotherhood or that sisterhood, that bond, is something that will last with you forever. Right. So I say we just, whatever we can do, us here on the stage, to provide some type of visual aid, I say let's just go for it. But I think that's what it's going to really take. Okay.
What are your thoughts on it, Shantae?
Well, I think a part of it, I do believe that the students want to do it. Part of it could be them not knowing where to go, who to talk to. Another aspect is they get so caught up on the initial amount of money that you have to pay as an incoming member. However, there are lots of opportunities, depending on the organization, to get assistance or even build relationships with older members in the organization to help you come up with a plan on how you're going to make it happen. But it comes down to another understanding or education of knowing that money shouldn't be an issue. It's really about doing the work of the organization, becoming a viable member who wants to continue the success of the organization and its legacy.
Okay. A few comments, Josh?
I think Bryce and Shantae summed it up pretty good, honestly.
Okay. But see, you coming from Western's campus, I think you saw a lot of the black Greeks very, they were flourishing there, weren't they?
Yes, when I left, we actually had all 9 organizations active on the campus. All of them did their national philanthropy projects. So like the students actually got an opportunity to actually see what the organizations were about because they saw the work being done. Right.
I'm just curious in what we think we can do here on this campus to get that going again. I find that we need to get back there. Mm-hmm. Also, like you said, the money thing, because what we did, we were able to raise money on campus, and you can't hardly do that anymore. Mm-hmm. And I think that also has impacts helping to develop the sisterhood and brotherhood that you used to have as well. But I just want to say thank you all for coming on the show today. And hopefully I will have you all on again at some point, maybe not this semester, but hopefully I'll have you on again next semester. As they say, if the Lord willing and the creek don't rise. Amen. Again, thank you all so much, and we are again celebrating Black History Month here at Morehead State University, and we'll be right back.
When you're thirsty, are you going to depend on a crumpled old dollar? Remind yourself to always bring your Eagle card. Dude, you need the Eagle card. Always keep beaker bucks loaded onto your Eagle card just in case. It's the fastest way to make all of your on-campus purchases.
And thank you again for this segment and joining with us here on Kaleidoscope. We hope you've enjoyed our guest today. And again, we're going to be celebrating Black History Month the rest of the month. Please look at the posters around campus. And again, we'll hope to see you at the end of the month again with another segment of Kaleidoscope. Thank you.
For years, the Kentucky Folk Art Center has provided the community with some of the finest folk art pieces amongst the region. The first floor gallery displays a periodically alternating exhibit of the center's